Cheesy the Podcast, presented by Just Cheesy Productions.
Hi there, I'm your host, Fondue. In this week's episode, we're going to talk about St. Patrick's Day.
I hope you're wearing green.
We're going to talk about Irish cheese.
Yum.
We're also going to talk about pub cheese and beer cheese.
Also yum.
We're going to learn a little bit about crimes against cheese.
What? Why?
And, of course, we're going to hear a very cheesy joke.
Yay.
Stay tuned for episode number 17 of Just Cheesy, the podcast. So, Cheesy, did you know that Thursday is St. Patrick's Day?
Green beer.
Well, actually, St. Patrick's Day is a religious holiday.
Oh, then maybe not green beer.
Initially, it was celebrated as a feast to commemorate St. Patrick bringing Christianity to Ireland.
So where does beer and cheese come in?
Well, it looks like a lot of the traditions come from places other than Ireland, especially in the United States.
Really?
According to Wikipedia, one of the customs is called drowning the shamrock.
Oh boy.
A shamrock is put in the bottom of a glass.
Sure.
It's filled with whiskey, beer, or cider.
Okay.
Toast is drunk to St. Patrick.
Right.
And then the shamrock is either swallowed or thrown over the shoulder for good luck.
And what about cheese?
I pretty much drew a blank.
Really?
A lot about corned beef and cabbage.
Okay.
Irish soda bread.
Yeah.
Potatoes, but nothing about cheese.
Interesting.
So I thought, let's research Irish cheese.
Sure, what'd you find?
Not as much as you would think.
Really?
According to BritishFoodInAmerica.com, they say that cheese is found as far back as the early Christian period down to the close of the 17th century.
Interesting.
According to the article, it looks like cheese began to vanish from Ireland in the late 1700s.
But why?
I see a lot about butter. I see production of cheddar during World War I, but no real reason why there was a lull in production from the 1700s to about the early 1970s.
Really?
Another website called boardbia.ie, they suggest that it might have been monasteries. It looks like Irish monks exported their expertise.
Interesting.
They said first in Gallen, Switzerland in 620 and then Munster in 668.
Huh.
According to British Food in America, it wasn't until the 70s until cheesemaking gained a new start in Ireland. Veronica Steele tried to make cheddar. She described it as nasty and sour and oversalted.
Ew.
She even tells a story of 4 little cheddars that her dog stole and buried in the garden, so they must not have been very good.
Oh no.
According to MatthewO'Callaghan.com, it looks like Veronica kept trying, and she began making cheese that was a washed rind cheese.
Yum.
She started with a single cow, but the reputation of her cheese allowed her to purchase more animals and produce more cheese. It's her hard work on a cheese called Malines that basically led to 70 plus different artisan cheeses being made in Ireland.
Go Veronica.
Irish cheeses are not a sponsor, but if they were, their ad would go right here. I don't know about you, Cheesy, but when I think of St. Patrick's Day, I think beer cheese.
Who wouldn't?
Well, initially I thought Irish pub cheese.
Right.
But there's nothing at all Irish about beer or pub cheese.
What? How? I don't understand.
It also seems like beer and pub cheese are used interchangeably on the internet.
Fine, but where is it from?
Kentucky.
What?
According to Wikipedia, pub cheese is just soft cheese with beer added. It's typically spread on crackers or vegetables and used as a dip.
What's beer cheese?
Beer cheese is usually processed cheese with a sharp cheddar flavor. They use garlic and spices, mustard, horseradish, or cayenne. And of course, beer is added to provide flavor and texture.
Get to the Kentucky part.
According to BeerCheeseFestival.com,
Okay.
they say it started late in the 1930s on the banks of the Kentucky River near Winchester.
Okay.
They say that Joe Allman, for his cousin Johnny, the owner of the Driftwood Inn, he made a salty, spicy spread.
Yummy.
And this snack was given for free in order to increase the customer's appetite for beer.
But of course.
The Beer Cheese Festival has been celebrated in Winchester since 2009.
Wow.
It looks like they said that every year thousands of people descend upon their Beer Cheese Boulevard to taste beer cheese from all over the country.
Holy cow.
I'm ready for my favorite segment.
This week in cheese.
So this week's news is a crime against cheese.
That's not nice.
According to KXAN.com, 2 Texans are convicted of buying tons of cheese, beans, and more in food stamp fraud.
Literal tons?
So according to the article, it says officials said that they completed 715 fraudulent transactions that were linked to the benefits of 83 people. The purchases totaled 49.1 tons of American cheese slices,
Holy cow.
22.3 tons of pinto beans,
Jeez.
1.6 tons of Folgers coffee,
Oh my.
1.6 tons of instant mashed potatoes, and over 5,000 gallons of mayonnaise.
5,000 gallons of mayonnaise.
It says that the criminals would then sell to a partner and the goods would be transported to Mexico, and that the total of these transactions were $1.2 million.
Holy cow.
Both ladies were found guilty. One of them faces 2.5 years in prison, and the other one faces 3 years in prison.
Right.
Now let me put this in perspective for you, Cheesy. A ton is 2,000 pounds.
Oh my.
So they had over 98,200 pounds of American
Holy
cheese.
cow.
They had over 44,000 pounds of pinto beans.
Wow.
Over 2,000 pounds of Folgers coffee.
Jeez.
And over 2,000 pounds of mashed potatoes.
Oh, that's crazy.
Right? That's so much product.
I think I'm ready for a joke, Fondue.
You got it. Where would you find a cheese's apartment?
I don't know. Where?
In a graded community. Get it? Graded.
Oh, these jokes are getting so bad.
I know, but they're still a little bit cheesy. Thanks for joining us at Just Cheesy, the podcast. We appreciate all of you cheese balls out there.
We do.
Join us next week for episode number 18.
Cheesy, everybody.